Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, folks. Yeah, the SEC coaches have spoken out. They are mad, and they're tired of this crap.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
A couple of coaches that are on the outside looking in that had tough seasons but played really well at times and beat some really good teams are not happy about being left out of the college football playoff, as you can imagine. Now, this is getting started a little bit late. I was stuck at work, and I had trouble getting home with the traffic. It's no fun out there on those roadsides. But anyway, so this is going to be a late video. But I don't blame these coaches at all. They're ticked off, and rightfully so. Now, Lane Kiffin's mad, and he made a lot of really good points. Now, normally I would not side with Lane Kiffin for anything. After what he did to my Vols, backstabber, injury faker. But anyway, he did make a lot of good points, and I'll let you hear him.
It's why it's just different. It's just totally different. And these comparisons of other conferences and ACC and Big 12, I mean, it's just like, you might as well be in different leagues, not conferences, different leagues. You know, like here's the NFL, here's the SEC, here's those few Big 10 teams, and then here's everybody else. So it's really a bad system. Here you go, you got me going. It's just a bad system. It's a bad system, and you got people in there in place of it. And I don't know, they gave me the list of the coaches today. Any of those coaches ever been down here in the deep south into these stadiums and played in these games that are on this? So how do they even know? How do they even know what it's like?
I can't argue with any of that. That's why I don't like this playoff system. It's completely unfair to the teams that have the toughest schedules. You've literally got teams that have not even beaten a top 25 team in this playoff. You've got a group of 5 that's ranked ahead of 7 or 8 teams, and it's crazy. Group of 5. Why? Why is a group of 5 automatically in this playoff, no matter what? If they're ranked 50th, should they get in? About 100th. Well, yeah, we got to let them in. We said we would. Why? Here's your rankings. Oregon, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Georgia, Ohio State, Tennessee. That's your first 7. Here's SMU from the ACC. They used to be a group of 5. Now they're in the ACC. Went 11-1. That says something about the ACC, I guess. And Indiana, who's not beaten a top 25 team all year, had the most ridiculous schedule. It was 106 before they played Ohio State. They're sitting at number 9. Boise State, they've had a real tough schedule. Now here's Alabama. They did get in partly because they're Alabama, partly because they had a really tough schedule and they beat some good teams. Miami crapped the bed against Syracuse, and there's Ole Miss sitting on the outside looking in. And here's South Carolina outside looking in. Arizona State's got a chance to get in. Clemson's got a chance to get in. Iowa State's got a chance. All down. UNLV's got a chance. UNLV. I just thought they played basketball. I didn't even know they haven't had a football team. It's irritating. You've got the SEC beating the crap out of each other. All the teams through there are really good. The only team that wasn't this year was Mississippi State. They got a new coach. Every other team will whoop you. That's just a fact. It's not like that in the Big Ten. The Big Ten is very top-heavy. They've got some really, really good teams on the top. You got your Ohio State. You got your Oregon now. You've got Penn State's a really good team. And Michigan with Connor Stallions is an excellent team.
It's got to be America's team.
Without him, you know, their struggle. 5 losses. I still don't know how the crap they beat Ohio State. That just shocks me. But after that, it's cakewalk teams. It just, look, we played. And I'm sorry, Big Ten is very good on top, but on the bottom, they're not. They're the second best conference, though, so they deserve respect. But let me give you a prime example. Tennessee last year was 4-4 in the SEC. 4-4, 8-4 total for the season. So we go and play in a bowl game. Who do we play? We play the division winner in the Big Ten, which was Iowa. Iowa had this excellent season as far as win-loss record. Now, they were in the weaker side of the division. The other side was Ohio State and Michigan and Penn State. They put the weaker ones over here, but they were the king of the nerds, I guess. So anyway, they show up. We beat them 35-0, and they were ranked ahead of us going into that bowl game. And we were middle of the road, 4-4. Okay? And here we are on a neutral field. We've got tons of opt-outs that are going to the NFL. Iowa had one guy out that was injured, and that was it. They didn't have any opt-outs. And we just run them up and down the field. Sorry, Iowa, but it's the truth. You were too slow. You're too slow. Anyway, we're supposed to give them a ton of respect. And then you've got the ACC. It's a basketball conference. It's what it is. And the Big 12 is falling apart. I don't know what's happened in Big 12. I guess losing, the Texas and the Oklahoma and all the teams that left the conferences and ran to the Big 10. And the California clubs ran to the ACC. They can't play football for crap. Stanford can't play football. California can barely line up. I mean, they're okay, but give me a break. And then SMU comes in out of nowhere and wins a bunch of games in the ACC. And it's frustrating for the SEC clubs. It just is. We're ranked number 7, but guess what? We have to be on the road. We're at number 9 because 2 teams, because of communism, get in ahead of us because, here's your participation trophy. Here you go. Oh, well, you showed up. There you go. 2024. Give me a break. All right, now we're going to talk about Shane Beamer. Same thing, same situation. He's mad as crap. He's talking about, why do we even play this? And SEC Mike put up Shane Beamer's comments.
I mean, what is surprising that the committee doesn't really seem to take strength of schedule as an important criteria, or what would you say about that?
I would say it's very surprising. Ward manual, if I hear the word data point one more time in my life, I may throw up. But there's a lot of data points that they apparently take in to make their decisions. But I'm not sure strength of schedule is one of them, because I don't know how you can go play Clemson last week in the biggest game in the history of the Carolina-Clemson rivalry, win a game over a team that's ranked higher than you, and move up 1 spot. And another team can beat a team that's not even going to a bowl game and move up 2 spots. Or how you can sit there with a straight face and say that the results of this weekend don't matter. I would say a Clemson team that has a potential to be an ACC champion, having a loss on their home field to a team like us, that's a pretty freaking strong data point, if you ask me.
Yeah, and he went on to say, why bother playing any tough games outside of your conference schedule if you're not going to get rewarded for it and you're just going to get punished if you get beat? So I totally agree with him on that. And the Big Ten's trying to get us to move to 9 games. So is Greg Sankey. We're not going to 9 games. We've already got 8 tough games as it is. We don't need a 9th tough game and then a 10th one and then have a couple of cakewalks when so many teams have 6, 7, 8 cakewalks, sometimes 9 and 10. In the Big Ten, they play 2 or 3 tough ball games. I'll give them that. Like Ohio State will play Penn State. They'll play Michigan. This year, they happen to play a team that was a surprise, which was Indiana. Normally, that's a cakewalk. And then they've got a bunch of games where they're going to beat the crap out of everybody because they're really good. Ohio State would fit into the SEC really well. So would Penn State. So would Michigan with Connor Stallions.
Sign Steeler guy.
But other than that, most of the teams, no problem. So I don't blame Shane Beamer for that. I will say this. Shane Beamer, this is a guy that was on the hot seat big time. Multiple times he's been on the hot seat. He won Coach of the Year. Shane Beamer won Coach of the Year.
What the hell is the world coming to?
Yeah, what the hell is the world coming to when Shane Beamer wins? It's like Butch Jones winning. You got to be, oh, Lord, what's next? Billy Napier? Ain't got no gas in it. It's going to win the Coach of the Year next year?
It ain't got no gas in it.
I can't handle that. That can't happen. It's bad enough Beamer. So anyway, he made a lot of good points, though. So did Lane Kiffin. I got to give him credit. Also, yours truly got viciously attacked by a YouTuber. Won Carolina jackpot. Now, okay, it probably wasn't that vicious. It wasn't that bad. But anyway, it sounds better when I say that. Comes after me about the Lenoris Sellers transfer portal rumors. And says, there was only one article fan-sided, and that means a fan made an article and sent it in. Told y'all there was 2 articles. It was A to Z Sports with Ryan Roberts talking about Lenoris Sellers as a possible transfer in the SEC. And the team he had him going to was Auburn, which makes a whole lot of sense. Auburn's desperate for a quarterback, and they're a really good team. If they'd have had a Lenoris Sellers, they'd have probably won 9 games last year instead of 5, going 5-7, which is just horrendous. But Hugh Freeze stuck with Peyton Thorne, not 1 year. You'd have thought he'd had enough. No, 2 years. Doesn't go out because he didn't want to spend $1 million on a quarterback. Let me tell you something. If Lenoris Sellers goes into the portal, and there's a chance, he should drive up a Brinks truck from Auburn up to get him. It's just, you got to. Now, he does have Deuce Knight coming in, who was a guy that wanted to be a Tennessee recruit, but we wound up going George McIntyre, who was a 5-star at the time. He's now a 4. But anyway, Deuce Knight's going to be really good, but you don't want to rely on a true freshman. Maybe a redshirt freshman if they're really good, but even then, that's risky. So to pick up a guy that would be a sophomore that's a guaranteed really good player, they should do. But anyway, I'm a bad guy for bringing that up. Look, I did South Carolina a favor, okay? I let you know, hey, this is out there. Get your money together. Go write a check to Lenore Sellers. And also, Dylan Stewart, your defensive lineman who's so good? Yeah, Dylan. And get them some money. And don't allow yet another great player to walk away from South Carolina to go to Florida State or USC. You lost a great running back, a great tight end, and also a great wide receiver over money. Don't let your best quarterback you've had there in a long time walk away over a little bit of this, because you're going to have to pay. I'll just go ahead and tell you, if you want a really good quarterback, they're not going to sit there and play for nothing. I mean, it's just not going to happen. This is how it is. So anyway, here I am being a good Samaritan, trying to help the Gamecocks, which I really shouldn't after they were involved with the Connor Stallions sign stealing scandal and totally creeked us in 2022 with their stealing our signs.
Allegedly.
Anyway, that's the price you pay for trying to be a good guy, trying to help out a fellow team. I tell you, you just can't win for losing. Try to do a neighborly thing. Try to share a little fellowship. And here comes the daggone potato chip baron after you. But I will say those potato chips are pretty good. Those surprised me. If they weren't, I'd tell you. But anyway, it is what it is, Sometimes you just got to take the heat if you're going to be on YouTube. So anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover all those big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, 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 hit this little button right here, and you'll get all my fellowship. And right over here is the most recent video. YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. We'll see you next time on Sports Talk J. Never a break.